No, that was on my end. It was on my end. I got a notification that I got disconnected. I was like, oh no, did the internet die? But then I wouldn't be on the game that requires the internet. What was I gonna say? I was saying something. It wasn't important, I'm sure. So I'm interested in this being based on, I assume, the Mongolian steppe. One of my friends who was really into, had done, she'd actually, well, maybe it's not that, I don't know. But she majored in Russian in undergrad, and then went on to get her PhD in computer science with a focus in game design. Very cool person. But she was actually making a game that was like inspired by the folk, like the culture of, I'm blanking on their name. The name begins with the B. Anyway. And so it was that kind of like the look of the place. I was writing the music, which is just didn't wind up, I don't know if it's gonna happen or if I'm gonna write the music. But I did make the ending theme. So anyway. She's actually one of the people that's the reason why I started playing this game in the first place years ago. I'm technically still in her FC, but I think I'm gonna leave and try to potentially join my pony friends are in a different FC, and I think I might join their FC because I haven't done anything with the FC that I'm in like 2 years. So I think I might try to join another one. So that name may change. The FC name here might change. Filled with vast and filled with many different peoples. The Zayla, I'm sure they'll tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Lise is really having a good time. Man, she's excited. Is Hien's son going to be your boyfriend, Lise? Because that's okay. I'd be down with that. That's our girl. Oh, the brains of the operation right here. Lise. 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 Okay, I can't be the only one who thinks that's funny. Maybe I am the only one who thinks that's funny. But I think it's really funny. Oh, man. It's like... What was the game where there was like a tree? There's a big tree. It's even bigger up close. Oh, what game was that? I was watching someone play that, I think. And I was just like, oh my god, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for this genius commentary. Because, like, my impression of this place would not be, wow, it's so flat. And maybe that's because I'm from North Texas, which is very flat. But I'm like, there's mountains. That makes it not flat. Alright, Yugiri. Reunion. So I'm enjoying Stormblood. I have somewhat mixed feelings about Stormblood compared to Heavensward, which is not fair to it because Heavensward was incredible. Hold on. Somebody else is already here, so we're gonna do this. Oh, right, and I've got friends with me. Sorry, folks. There's guitars. We haven't gotten to them yet. We might not even get to them. We didn't get to the guitars, but trust me, they were there. And I love that song even without the guitars. We did it! Oh, look at me, I'm riding a dragon. Speaking of Heavensward. Heavensward was really good. I'm very curious about Shadowbringers because everybody says such good things about it. No, Stormblood, it's interesting. Like, a lot of people really don't particularly care for it. Not the way that people complain about A Realm Reborn, but... Ah. Don't kill anybody or cause trouble. Got it. I discovered a new location. Look at all these people to talk to. Oh, they're all wearing those cool clothes. I was about to say if he just dots. The narration is working really hard here. Oh my god. Alright, is this going to be specific to... Okay, surely some of you will talk to me. Ah, yes. Oh my goodness. Right. I am entirely too American to be able to eat organ meat because it is very, very strongly flavored and has a very strong aroma. So if you don't grow up eating it, it can be a bit difficult to get into. I did not grow up eating it. And then I'm just... I feel like if you're like raised like white bread American, like you just are too squeamish about that. Unfortunately, I am. I don't like it, but it's hard to get over. Hold on, I've got to read these descriptions. Spinach, salted, oh, the salted butter, so is that like yak butter or something like that? Oh man, it's a shepherd's pie, okay. Magma beets. Oh! Like borscht? Isn't that a beet soup? Yes. Interesting for that to be Ishgardian. Cabbage rolls, which I think tend to be either German or... The two cabbage roll recipes that I know of are German or Russian. Yeah, well, organ meat is actually really good for everybody. It's very, 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 very high, like dense in nutrients. Shore log. Okay, that's local food. Steppe salad. Oh, I like that the meat pie is like shaped in something. I would eat these things. I want to get the cookbook. There's a cookbook, you know, the cookbook. But I'm afraid the cookbook will have spoilers. Nightcrawler? What's he doing here? Oh man. Beets. So I didn't grow up eating very many vegetables because my dad doesn't like most foods. He's a very picky eater and he really hates vegetables. But it turns out there's a lot of delicious vegetables in the world that I've since discovered. Like beets are really good. Also sweet potatoes, really good. Eggplant, fantastic. Who knew? Should you desire the familiar? I'm gonna struggle with these people's names. Oh, I should probably attune to this. I just like eggplants. Lots of eggplants. Different kinds of eggplant. Are these yurts? I think these are yurts. It's technically a yurt. Oh, I should probably mend my stuff. I always mend my stuff now. Once every single piece of gear you own breaks in the middle of Aurum Vale, you start mending. I will never not tell my Aurum Vale stories. I have 2 Aurum Vale stories. Which makes me feel like a real Final Fantasy XIV player. Aurum Vale was the first dungeon where I actually like knew how the dungeon worked and the bosses were fought. Because other than that, like every other dungeon in A Realm Reborn, basically, it was just like, I don't know, you just like hit it. And then the people you're playing with will tell you if you're supposed to do something else. So I actually like Aurum Vale because I could actually keep track of the mechanics. Oh. So people come here. And it's so rare to have a place where everyone can gather together and trade that even people who are at war don't war here. Exotic aura. What are kumis? You're gonna have to tell me more than that, friend. Hold on, I gotta talk to everyone here. Masgood. Masgood. Tamachog. Thank you for explaining that, Tamachog. So, like, when I was in high school, there was a young punk who was in one art class with me. And he was like, I don't go see movies because people in movies are paid to lie. It's just all a lie. They lie. They're like, an actor's job is to lie. I don't want to see people lie. I'm interested in the truth. I was like, all right, Eddie. These are words as lies. It's funny because, like, for me, that's like a strength of words. You tell a story. Every story has lie and truth in it. Questiri and Zayla. I'm gonna have to get used to these words and distinguishing. It's hard for me, like, when there's like different cultures or things in one country, so you have to like distinguish the like location from these people from the this sort of thing. I have a hard time with that. Interesting, Solhagen. Wait, are you dancing? You are dancing. I will try eating your food. Hagosetsu? It is really right next door, and you've never been. It is easier to lie through words than actions, that's true. But also words let you explain the reason behind an action. And actions are only one part of the truth. Because intent is also part of the truth. So. Please. Alright, so we're gonna meet Lord Hien and see if my guess is right. Oh, I'm getting so much experience here. Okay, cutscene time. You can like feel the wind, the way they've got it animated. Awful lot of Zayla. Please explain this to me. I assumed you knew, but I'm going to explain this because the player won't know. There's probably not much value to the Empire. Like, why would you round up these people and try to crush them when you could just go get the Domans instead? Okay, this is actually a really awkwardly written line of dialogue. Thanks for taking the time to explain. It sounds like I've got a lot to learn. That is actually much more awkward than I think any piece of dialogue that I've heard in this game since A Realm Reborn. I'll forgive them for it, but it is interesting. Because you could have expressed that exact same thing in a way that sounded more natural and in character. I mean, a thing can be beautiful and deeply inhospitable. It sounds like it is extremely, extremely difficult to farm, which also presumably means that there's not a ton of foliage for animals. So presumably food is somewhat scarce and hard to make happen. I assume that the winters are absolutely brutal. So yeah, I would say there's probably a lot of, shall we say, natural hazards. We'll learn some information. I already did that, but okay. Fine. They're like, in case you're not Lauren, and you need to go talk to all the NPCs because you didn't already talk to all the NPCs. Okay, so we don't think much of the Domans here. They're weak. I will eat the food. And mole. Roasted fish with pumpkin, an exotic foreign delicacy. Goro. Must be another tribe that I don't... Okay, I can already tell I'm going to struggle with keeping track of all of these things, but I'll do my best. Oh man, so Hogan, yes, actually, I have an answer to that question. So actually, it is super hard to avoid spoilers, so I'm going to play it sooner rather than later. So I polled folks to see which weekend or days I should stream. So I will actually be playing Deltarune this weekend. I'm replaying Chapter 1 because I don't remember it because 2018 was a very bad year and my memory is not good. So I will be playing Chapter 1 this Saturday, and then I will start Chapter 2 this Sunday. And then if we don't finish Chapter 2, which it sounds like we might not, I will play it the following Saturday. So it's going to be a whole lot of Deltarune. So yeah, if that sounds like a good time, I will plan to be starting at noon Eastern on Sunday and on Saturday. So that makes me feel better if I'm not the only one who can't remember things, because like I tend to assume that I'm the only one who can't remember things. Oh, she's so cool looking. She's so cool looking. Sorry, I'm like, okay, these cool people. Oh, that makes me feel better. Okay, well, because it's been a few years. That would be nice for everybody to be at peace with everyone. Ah, Goro, they're the ones with the horses. Okay. Are you reading a book? You might be. So Final Fantasy XIV can be played solo. When you go into dungeons, you will get paired with random people to get through the dungeons, which you have to do for the story. Apparently, eventually, you can just get NPCs in like later expansions, but I'm not there yet. But most of the time, you can just run around. But it's fun to have friends with you. So. Referring to your horse as my beloved. The Doman. A mole girl. Okay. Oh. Oh no. I mean, you can basically play it as a single player game. That's what I do. I don't play any of the like not competitive, like any of like the hard stuff. I don't do raids. I don't do whatever. I play through the story. And then when I pop into a dungeon, I go through the dungeon with people. In my case, I go through a dungeon with friends, most likely. Sometimes with random folks. And you just go through the dungeon, you fight the monsters, you win, and then you continue the story. And you don't actually have to go back through any dungeons. So you can totally play at your own pace and mostly ignore other people if you want to. Amazing. So just to warn you that the story in the first expansion isn't good. The writing isn't good. The characters are pretty tropish. But if you can get through it, if you can bring yourself to get through it, then the second expansion, like the thing after that, Heaven's Word, is an outstanding story with incredible characterization, and I cried. It was great. I loved it. But you have to get through A Realm Reborn first. It's not good. Sorry to people who like it. I'm not one. Okay, so I'm going to talk to this one. It's all caps. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, here we go. So you can't see as I'm typing in the corner, because I have to actually type words to these people. So I'm asking, are you mole? I had my caps lock key on. So L'Oreal's going around, are you mole? Are you mole? It's just my eyes, like, caps lock. Okay. I had a lot of... So part of why I'm having to play catch up with bits of story and things is that I stopped even trying to take the story in A Realm Reborn seriously, so I didn't remember anyone's names. I had nicknames for all of them. I complained about everything. Oh, man. Ah, okay, she's what we're looking for. But don't let my criticism of A Realm Reborn necessarily put you off. I just want to warn you, because I was like, my friends are wrong when they say that this is a good game. My friends are wrong when they say this is a good story. It turns out, Heaven's Word is like a completely different game. It's like a series of games. And the first game is bad, but you have to play it. I guess it's like mediocre, bad to mediocre, but you have to play it to get to the second game. And then the second game is good. And now I'm playing the third game. So... She looks distressed. Oh my god. This guy. This guy is cold. He's very direct. Excellent. She has a good reason for this, and he takes her seriously. I actually like this. This is really good characterization right here, because I was told you, like, this guy seemed very, like, cold, but, like, not, like, cruel. He's just very direct. And so she's like, I have a compelling reason, and he's like, I respect that. How is this as a compromise? I like that. I like that. I can help you. I don't know what I'm gonna help with, but I'm gonna help with it. Gunblades. La, 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 la. All right. Let's help her. No, not you. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's because there's not many people left. All right. Yes, I do want to help you. How could you tell? I will ride my bird into combat. Oh my god. Also, sometimes you just have a bunny girl sitting in a car. This is me turning my volume up. It kind of makes me think of Baba Yetu, Christopher Tin's song, and also something from Suikoden 3. That's a good thing in both cases. They have an arc? I want to go up there. I want to know what that is. I guess I'll figure it out eventually. You know, this place is definitely best seen during the day. It's gorgeous. The music dying out and just hearing the wind like that is, oh shoot! Oh no! I thought that was what that was. Oh. Alright, we're gonna not go mess with them. Not gonna mess with them all, bros. Not a good idea. Where am I going? Oh, hold on. I went the wrong way. I got distracted. Can you blame me? No, no, you can't blame me. I'm letting you know in case you think you can blame me. No, you can't. Marlboros are rough. These are like hyenas? Eevees? Eevee hyenas? I could play that on my flute and sing that with friends. What the heck are you? What the heck are you? What even are you? Why are you those little leggies? What are you doing, little buddy? Oh, now I'm gonna be deafened. I was not thinking. Oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. Speaking of good music, this remains one of my favorite songs in the game. I didn't even see what the quest was. All right. Ah. I discovered a new location. I was already standing in the new location, but okay. Hi, buddy. God, look at how awkward they are. Why are they built like this? How did that happen? What is your deal, dudes? I figured we were gonna kill plant things because these were roots that they were talking about. Vestigial legs would be a really, really interesting evolutionary thing. Are there things like that in real life? Sorry to cut that music short, but I did my thing that I was supposed to do. I have. Oh, this is too loud now. I should probably finish more of these quests. Is she a priestess? She must be a priestess. That's why she's saying that the gods demand it. So she must be from up there. That place up there. All right, let's see where we're going, what we're doing. So this is Hien's friend. I'm really, really eager to meet him. What's going on?
How goes the search? Any luck?
Voice acting.
What fortune to meet a friend of the young master.
He is a delightful fellow.
Well met, Cyrena. If you have an inkling as to the current whereabouts of Lord Hien, we should be most grateful for your assistance.
Very polite.
Oh, please. It is I who should be grateful.
Hold! What is this? I came first, you second! Know you to whom you speak? All people of the steppe should. Or have you fought so much that you have forgotten the fate of your superiors?
This guy has an Amano bandana thing going on.
Superiors? I spit on your superiority, little prince! Twisted and mad as sand devils your kind are!
Interesting. You're not supposed to do this here, folks. I know that. The silent guys are gonna come and beat you up.
Those two don't seem to like each other very much.
Oh, Elise. Ever the most observant and thoughtful character in the game.
Those
like her.
boys are of the Oranir and Dothal, the two strongest tribes. The children of Azim are destined to rule, so they declare to all who will listen. Their word is law. For now, grand, flamboyant fighters, but deadly, very deadly. He prances as a horse, as do his brothers after their many recent victories.
Prances as a horse is such a nice,
The
evocative.
Undyne ones too are strong, fearless, and vicious. They often reigned in the past. Now they are sorely tested.
She is quite a storyteller. You can hear it in her voice. Are you guys gonna get beaten up by the silent guys? Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Ah, the master of the markets. He is Castir.
Castir, okay. He just like shows up and just looks at them and they're like, oh shoot. Okay.
To fight in reunion is forbidden, and to break the peace is to be banished forever. This he says without words, for words are lies to the Castir. They do not speak.
That's interesting. And all these different tribes share the same lands, do they? No wonder it's tense.
I shall look for you on the field at the Nardum. Mark my words! As shall I. Mayhap I shall take 11 more Dothar heads to make a dozen with yours. I look forward to the day.
Neither one of these is really endearing themselves to me, but that's okay. Yes, no, it is nicely done, Blue Glass. They can't assume you're going to talk to optional NPCs.
The dispute will be settled at the Nardum?
Yuri is
A
concerned.
great battle held on the final day of the Sahan San.
Hansan. That's not what that looks like to me, so I'm not going to do very well with that.
During this time, all bonds of hierarchy are broken. All Zayla are equal and free to prepare for the fight.
Oh, goodness.
The tribe which triumphs in the Nardum rules until the next Sahan San. Which in these lands is now.
Oh, good. We are here during the grand tournament.
Ah, so that is what they call the custom. I presume your tribe will also be taking part?
People really look down on her tribe. I'm curious why.
Not all seek the Dawn Throne. Some are satisfied with their lot. Others, like the Castir, have reason to remain neutral. Them all are lambs among wolves. Long were we content to remain apart and live quietly.
Mall. Okay. But... Come on.
Never mind that. You seek Hien, yes? I know where he may be.
What is this sound? That is the look of an I am the protagonist and I'm going to meddle in your people's affairs and try to fix whatever is wrong. That's what that look is. That is the look of, how can I try to fix this? I know that look. For that is the look in my own eyes. I can't wear any of these boots. So we'll get those. Because that's too warped in. Where would the fun in that be? What if I don't? They're like, progress the plot, Lauren. Progress the plot, Lauren. No! That's not who I wanted to talk to. Alright. That couldn't be that long ago. Did she get those special things that she said the gods demanded for her grandmother? I assume not. Hold on, there's quest. I think I'm supposed to get these quests. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. Thanks, Gucci Fox. Oh my god, that's right, the lunar whale. It's just a little jarring because I know it from Final Fantasy IV. So then I see it and I'm like, what is that doing here? Oh, right. Okay, so I can go in here. Oh, look at this, there's people to talk to. Kotota. Oh, right. Alright, sorry, we gotta yell at this guy. Oh my god, this is music. Ori. Oh my god. Oh man, the music is really good. Oh! Oh, that's nice. He's smiling at me and greeting. Okay. Excellent. I feel better. Knowing that, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm gonna go find Hien. Hold on. I'm having some trouble here. Where is dude, person, folks, or just if I throw enough words together. I should have guessed it. I didn't even try to guess, but yeah, obviously. Obviously. He's part of the East Aldenar Trading Company. You didn't even have to tell me that, sir. Discounts. L'Oreal is like, no. Okay. Actually trying to learn the culture of them, of the place you're in, is, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, that seems like a good promising thing to do. But instead, he seems like he's about as much of a garbage human as one might expect from the East Aldenar Trading Company. I do kind of appreciate that they don't even like try to not name them for what they are. Am I supposed to like wait or something here? No. Oh no, it's the actual cliff. This is not the cliff. This is just a... Okay. Hold on. Yeah, well, if they want to illustrate the, like, very worst of language as lies, using the East Aldenar Trading Company is a pretty good choice. I'm gonna wind up down there fighting Bog Yarzan again, aren't I? I don't want to do that. I don't want to fight Bog Yarzun. So in A Realm Reborn, oh, there's a thing. Okay, I'll just go up that way. If you fall off of things, a lot of times you wind up having to fight Yarzun. What? Okay. You gonna tell me I can't ride my unicorn up this ladder? I object. How do I get up there? I did a great job of striking dummies, okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to get up there. Here we go. This works. Hello, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. I'm sure you get that a lot. I'm sure that's why you named yourself that, though. Oh, look at this. There's a friend up here. Hello, friends. Oh, man. Oh, I'm really excited to actually meet him. Oh, he's cool looking. Oh, he's cool looking. Oh, wow, he's cool looking. He's so cool looking. Do you see? No. Do you see how cool looking this fellow is? Look at him. How serious and earnest he is. Man. They put a lot of thought into his character design. Look at that dude. Well done. Okay. So at this point, I'm expecting him to be really cool. Now, it is possible he's going to actually be super uncool, and I will be disappointed. But people who I like and respect in this game, like characters whose opinions I respect, they like him. So let's see. Let's find out. It's a very serious posture situation.
The Kami are merciful, my lord Hien. I see you are alive and well.
Gosetsu briefly used his indoor voice, but have no fear, he has put his indoor voice aside and is back to shouting every line of dialogue.
Ah, you are come sooner than expected. So, my blade or my head, which would you have of me?
Oh, I like his voice actor.
The people of Yansha remain loyal to Doma. I have seen the fire in their eyes. They are ready to rise up and fight. The time is ripe, my lord. Return with us, blade in hand, and lead Doma to freedom.
Naught less than liberty will suffice, then. A pity. It'll prove far more difficult to deliver than my head.
Oh man, he has a very different voice. A very different voice direction. Whereas some of the rest of them sound like actors speaking lines. He sounds like a person talking. These are two different and equally valid approaches to acting. They both have their place. It is very interesting to see them side by side like this, though.
But if my people wish to pursue an impossible dream, then who am I to deny them?
All right.
You giddy, Gosetsu, and
Thank you, Stormblood. This is a really accurate recreation. God, I love this song so much. I'm so happy about this. You have no idea. I'm like gonna cry. It took me being told that Hien was the character that I knew as Hien. I'm really happy.
The scions of the Seventh Dawn, my lord. Good and true friends who opened their hearts and homes to us when we fled to Eorzea.
They made this expansion for me. I wish I loved it more. And I'm hoping that I will love it more. I didn't wonder at all, actually, like, the setup, the way the Empire is, like, just everything. It's just, which is why I'm so critical of it. I mean, because this is exactly the kind of story that I love the most in the world, and this is exactly the kind of story that I write, as I've said, and will continue to say throughout this. This is the kind of thing that makes you then be like, well, fine, I'll write it and show you what I want it to be. Although I'm kind of doing that with my Final Fantasy VI fanfic. By the way, for anyone who is reading that, I'm having to write the next 3 chapters simultaneously. So look forward to that. It's a lot. Oh my god. You should read my fanfic. Yeah, no, I'm excited about this.
Far
God, I
across
love
the
this
sea
song
they have
so
journeyed
much.
to stand with us in the fight for Doman liberation. To oppose the Empire, as they have in the West, where they are lauded as heroes for their many deeds.
Yugiri is talking me up. She's trying to convince him to take us seriously as allies so that he'll believe that we have a chance instead of the impossibility of it. Okay, so the character Hien or Hien is the retainer to the Lord of Doma in Final Fantasy VI until Doma is destroyed by the Empire and their crazy, sadistic, awful person who thinks it's delightful and hilarious to murder people. So, he exterminates all of Doma. In a very, yeah. So basically, a version of this. Like, they're really, like, no, this, okay, Bluegrass, this is not basically Hien's theme note for note. My band plays Hien's theme, and our version of it is a note for note transcription of the original. This is not basically. This is literally exactly recreated to a note. Hien's theme from Final Fantasy VI. The reason why I know is because I play this part. Which is not the part that I would expect them to put here if they weren't note for note recreating it, but they are. My band, The Returners, because I'm obsessed with Final Fantasy VI, plays a medley of music from Final Fantasy VI, including Hien's theme. No, there isn't, but if you look up the Returners VGM on Bandcamp, you can find our first album and our second album, which features the aria from Final Fantasy VI, will be coming out hopefully sometime this year. Our third album, which will contain Dancing Mad, it's a little farther off. Oh man, I am doing the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack though, because I'm just gonna do it all for my podfic. So I've been consulting the Easy piano book. But yeah, Hien's theme, what we're listening to right now is right, I have to look for Hien, don't I? Yes. So his name in the Japanese version, sorry, I know it's flipped, is Hien. See? See? Hien. Right there. Hien. Which is, but it's spelled differently, but it is pronounced Hien. But I just never made that connection. Here. This is what we're listening to right now. This. Anyway. I like Final Fantasy VI. Anyway, let's get back into the story. Oh man, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like an awful streamer and that I'm just gonna go off on this random tangent about other things, but I'm really excited about the Pixel remaster of 6. I might stream through it again, just save my feelings for posterity. I don't know. I love it so much.
Say no more, Yugiri. Say no more.
He sounds so tired.
I observed how you helped Serena, to whom I am deeply indebted. For that and for the aid you provided my people, you have my deepest gratitude.
He is sincere, but also exhausted. He's really cool. I really like him. Oh!
There is no doubting your strength nor your character. It would be my honor to fight by your side.
His smile is very earnest. I like him a lot. Look at that, like, the eyes.
So, what of Doma? Arise, my friends, and tell me of our home.
Oh, he's so cool. They also worked very, very hard on getting the right voice for him. Oh man, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting this.
I have made my decision. Yugiri, I bid you return to Yansha and take charge of our forces in preparation for my homecoming. As for our esteemed guests, I would ask that you remain here with me. I sense you will be a great help in the coming days.
He's so cool. Every now and then, you encounter somebody and you're like, this person is a hero. You know? I wouldn't say that hero is necessarily the word that I would use to describe Emmerich, but like sometimes you're just like, this person, this is a great, like, great not as in like wonderful, but like great as in like awe-inspiring figure. Hien is like Emmerich in that regard. Oh, we saw Estinian last time. Estinian just showed up and I was like, that can't be Estinian, but then it was Estinian. Just to throw that out there. I didn't forget.
Your will is my command, my lord, but how much longer do you intend to stay?
Oh, only until I have won the contest? I mean to return at the head of a Zayla army.
Oh god, that's good. That's good. That's good. That is a good idea. That is a good idea, Hien. Oh, I like him.
You mean to participate in the Nardum?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he does. And we are going to help him.
Have you a better idea? Consider how soundly we were defeated before. The Imperials may have since grown weaker, but we are weaker still.
All right.
It would be folly to challenge them without first supplementing our forces, so yes, I intend to win the Nardum and enlist the aid of every able-bodied Zayla I can.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But from our perspective, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I mean, I'm also just really happy and just generally really hype about Hien's theme playing.
Furthermore, by championing the mole in the contest, I can at last repay their kindness. Lest you forget they saved me from certain death, and a man who suffers such debts to go unpaid is without honor and unfit to lead.
Oh, he's such a good actor too. Like, he's making these lines his own. Like, he put his own pauses in the previous section and it worked super well.
Just so, just so.
Gosetsu is like, man, he is so cool. To be fair, he is.
Our Lord has spoken, Yugiri. But take heart. I shall keep him safe. And should it come to it, bring him back by force.
The way his voice drops there. You just picture him just like toss him over his shoulder. Oh my god, I love this. I love this.
This is no laughing matter, Gosetsu. But if these are my orders, very well.
Whatever, Yugiri, we need Gosetsu's sense of humor. Because God knows you don't have one to offer. Oh
Once
man.
more I place my faith in you. Pray look after them both.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be really happy here, aren't I? Oh my gosh.
Looks like it's up to us then. Though it does seem a bit risky. Isn't Hien meant to be the next king of Doma or something?
Please. 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 That's 3 times this time. That's 3 times. Honey. I love her. I love her, but I don't love her for her big brains. Is she gonna be our Sabin?
So they say, though in truth I am but a pale reflection of my late father. All the more reason to entreat your assistance.
That's incredibly untrue. I have known you for 5 seconds, and I already know that is untrue. You are not a pale reflection of your father. I am just going to operate under the assumption that Lord Hien is the character that I know and love from Final Fantasy VI. So far, nothing has contradicted that, and therefore I will act as though I know him and have all of the love for him. His son never got a chance to grow up. But if he did, he would probably be as cool as Hien. So serious. Oh,
For
Gosetsu.
ours is an impossible dream. To set in motion a revolution that will rattle the very firmament and shake off the yoke of the most powerful empire in the world.
Yeah, I would follow him anywhere. And the swelling Hien's theme. Oh. I'm really psyched. I'm really psyched about this right now. Oh my god. I'm really excited about this, guys. I'm going to ask this question, don't actually answer it. Is this what everyone expected me to be like? Because everyone's like, you know, you'll get into you'll get more into Stormblood, and then you'll hit a point, and then you're gonna love it. This might be that point. I am feeling optimistic about that. He's a great character. And I know that they can handle really good characters like this, because Emmerich was amazing from start to finish. Have I ever mentioned that Emmerich is like the perfect person? Has it ever come up before? Once or twice? On occasion? A little bit? Maybe? Man, oh man. There's a lot of bad leaders and corruption and tragedy and evil in this world. And they kind of go out of their way to show how awful and terrible and evil and hopeless so much is. You know, like, there are so many bad people in this world doing terrible things that I wasn't immediately sure. Like, I kept being afraid all through Heaven's Word. I was like, okay, Emmerich is either going to betray me or die. Those are his only options. And I'm so happy that they didn't go either of those routes. It would have been better for him to die than to betray you, because that would have said something about the writers and their faith in humanity, so to speak. Because if you cannot conceive of a genuinely good person without undercutting that says something. Emmerich is truly 1 in a million. as far as his goodness, you know? But you can still have that 1 in a million. Sometimes it does happen. Hien is not, I think, going to be as perfect as Emmerich was. But I like that we can have genuinely good people in positions of power and authority. There's some hope in that. However unrealistic it may sometimes seem in the face of the state of the real world, you know? But I like that they're not afraid to have people be good. You can have a story that's really dark. I feel like Final Fantasy XIV has some serious darkness. I don't know if I would say that the overarching story itself is dark, but there's a lot of darkness in the world. And the stories contained in the overarching story can be very dark. But the big difference between dark and grimdark is the presence of hope and goodness in the world. And if you don't make room for hope or goodness in your world, if you only show the worst of humanity, or so overwhelmingly the worst of humanity that you show like the spark of hope or goodness basically flickering out again and again, that's grimdark. I don't believe in that world. And I don't want to go there in my fictional adventures either. You know? That's neither realistic nor enjoyable. And I feel like if you spend too much time in a place like that, I think it does actually color the way you see things in the world around you. Yeah, no, Hien wanting to take other people into his war. Like I said, like, we'll see how they feel about that, and we'll see how that goes. And that is not necessarily the most straightforward, morally good thing to do. Like I said, Hien I don't think is as perfect as Emmerich, but he does seem like he's going to be overwhelmingly a good person and a good leader who will understand the weight of what he is asking other people in terms of getting them involved in his war. So for me, the best stories are dark with hope and goodness as bright threads running through them. I didn't realize that I wrote dark stories until a while ago now. But my boss at my old job in Austin asked to read my stories, and like nobody actually reads stories when you give them to them. But I was like, okay, sure. Here's a few of my stories, and she read them, much to my shock. And she was like, these are very dark, and I was really upset at the time. I was like hurt and upset. I was like, no, they're not. I don't write dark stories. I'm not a dark person. I like things that are bright and happy and full of beauty and joy and happiness and love and all these good things. And then I actually thought about the stories that I'd given her and the stories that I write, and I was like, oh, yeah. So when you write stories exploring abuse and mental illness and homelessness and cycles of violence and dealing with the repercussions of trauma, those are dark themes. Yeah, it's always darkest just before the dawn is a line that I like. The lyrics that I wrote to the version of Blank Canvas from Transistor that I made with some friends, which is all about having hope and don't you dare give up. It has a line that is that. That song was my primal scream at somebody who is willfully refusing to try to step out of their own self-destructive, wallowing in self-pity version of depression. But yeah, I, as you can probably tell if you watch me stream, I am very, very drawn to dark stories. Stories really do have to have a dark streak in them to resonate with me. It's why I loved Undertale for its humor and thought it was fun and charming, and it made me laugh and I enjoyed it till I got to the True Lab. And that is when Undertale stole my heart. But bawled my eyes out. That's what I want. There was something else that I was talking about that had a streak of darkness in it and was recommending to people. But yeah, it's got to have at least, even if it's like a lighthearted, fun, fluffy thing, it won't linger with me unless it has a streak of darkness, usually. I like the darkness because it makes it real and it makes it hurt in a way that makes everything else matter. But I don't like darkness without hope. So, a bazillion years ago, my very first website on the internet on GeoCities was called Array of Hope. And it had, because we had splash pages to enter back then. Anyone who's too young to know what that means, I'm sorry. And I did art because it was largely like my art and my writing that I would put there. And the catchphrase, such as it was on the splash page, was a single ray of hope can cast away shadows. The last thing that Pandora found in her box, that was a myth that really mattered to me. Yeah, there's a lot of stories that have one little bit of content that make them not so much for Lawrence, and I kind of wonder if I should just make myself suffer through to get to the rest of them with things like that. I don't know. But yeah, so I really like stories that are dark, which is part of why I do like a lot of the story in Final Fantasy XIV, because there is a lot of darkness to the point of I can't handle all of it. I have to actively not think about some of it because it's very upsetting. In the case of something as big as this, with as many small plots as it has, and as much of the story being conveyed in text boxes, it's more palatable for me than if it were something that the main story was dwelling on, and we had animation and voice acting and dialogue in a place in which those things are happening. But they're generally pretty careful, I think, in how they have their most painful content, which I appreciate. For me, personally, that makes it easier. But they do have that content, and I like it. Like, I was complaining at the beginning of Stormblood that they were making it too easy. It wasn't dark enough. It wasn't hopeless enough. And then they're like, oh yeah? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just kill everybody. That's one way of, all right. But yeah, no, I like this game. I like what it does. Heaven's Word went there. It's funny because some things in Heaven's Word were like kind of almost simple, almost easy, in that like they turned out the way we wanted them to turn out. But they made it work very well, largely because the characterization was outstanding. Yeah. Anyway, I should probably shut down before we pick up the next plot bit, because it is past when I usually stop streaming. But because I started streaming so late, and had various issues along the way, I went a little late. Also, this stuff was just so good that I couldn't not keep going, and then I had to talk about it. Thank you for tuning in and sticking around, folks. I feel like my Final Fantasy XIV streams are really weird. And definitely not a flavor for everyone. I feel like especially this stream is an acquired taste, but I appreciate that you have all acquired that taste enough to be here with me and see me encounter Hien and find Cayenne's theme. Thank you all so much. Again, just as a reminder to everybody, I will be streaming Hades tomorrow night. Cross your fingers there's no technical difficulties that time around. And then this weekend, Saturday at noon, I will be doing Deltarune Chapter 1. You're welcome to come by. We'll see how long that takes me. It's not my first time, but it kind of might as well be. And then Sunday at noon, we'll be doing Deltarune Chapter 2. And we will keep that going and see if we need to pick it up the following weekend. It's going to be a very long weekend. I don't usually stream this long. I don't usually stream this much. So please be patient with me. But yeah. Take care, stay in touch, be good, love the stories that you love, and take care of yourselves and the people you love. And I will see you all maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe this weekend. Thanks, Dosmea. Me too. Good night.